Hey everyone, it's your favorite blue guy here. That's right, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This isn't gonna suddenly turn into a TKR video halfway through or anything. Today I've decided to gather a bunch of known formers and put them in a little tier list that I've constructed. I'm gonna place each person, including myself, in this tier list, give my reasonings for placing them where I do place them, and then I'm gonna upload this and expect a ton of people to pretend to punch me in real life after watching this. I already know there are gonna be people who may not agree with every single placement on my list, but that's why tier lists exist. It would be very boring if everyone had the exact same tier list for everything, would it not? Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and begin with the first one. So I'm going to start with myself. Since I like blue so much and blue starts with B, I'm going to put myself in the B category. I'm just kidding, I'm actually going to put myself in the A category. Now, jokes aside, I'm super duper happy with what I've been able to do on the forums in the time I've been here. The amount I've been able to contribute to the community by just being a forum boy is unprecedented in my eyes.
Wow, so egotistical, brother.
With that being said, however, I've understood that the past few months have not been my peak in terms of actual content. While I'll occasionally write out the good detailed response, most of the time, the threads I see usually aren't enough for me to warrant a 2-paragraph response or something among those lines. If you take a look at my recent content today, you'll find most of them to be a single sentence or two. I've also understood my occasional lash outs at threads sometimes, which is something I'm always looking to improve on. I mean, everyone is human. It's not special for someone to get mad at something or someone. Until I'm able to get my average words per post count up, and until I'm able to make it so that I can treat everyone and everybody with the nicest treatment I can no matter what, I cannot in good faith put myself any higher than an A. Next up on the list is Lopin. I will be putting Lopin on the B space. Lopin has shown a level of attention to detail that I've seen few replicate. His detailed analysis threads on specific things related to the forums, like a visualized history including thread numbers, post count, among other things, is nothing short of outstanding. He's also able to respond to others with consistent detail and attention, which is always hard to do no matter who you are. The only thing keeping me from putting Lopin higher than a B is that he tends to be a bit rude sometimes without any clear provocation. Lopin can be an easy A or even S rank if he manages to turn himself into a far nicer person on the forums. That's what I feel, at least. Knight33 is our first S-ranked forumer. Everyone should strive to be like Knight33. Even after an undeserved year-plus long forum ban that would drive anyone away, not only did he manage to get it removed and come back, but he's since used this second chance to better himself and contribute meaningful things. He's always understanding, positive, compassionate, active, looks at issues from all sides, is free from bias, is mostly able to avoid drama, and you'd be a fool to say he has had no significance to the forums. I'll be putting Epicer Canner in the C ranking. While Epicer abused forum games to reach 70,000 posts in the span of less than a year, he has been able to kind of redeem himself as well. One thread of his that stands out to me is his forum leaderboards thread. He has been updating this top posters list on the forums as well as top ratings and some other things every single day for the past year plus. He has his own spreadsheet as well that he has updated daily with all of this information, and I don't care who you are, that takes some dedication that I don't even think I'd be able to muster. Epicer has also resorted to making far better posts since forum game posts stopped being counted, and while I still think that what he did in the forum game section deserves a D or even F ranking, he was able to improve and redeem himself to a C, even if I think he wouldn't have had forum game posts not been removed. I will be putting Evie in the D category. Canner and Evie kinda go together here. Both use the forum game section to get hundreds of thousands of posts within a year, but unlike Canner, who was able to separate himself with some unique dedication and shown improvement, Evie has not shown any redeeming qualities to me. For starters, Evie doesn't really have a personality of any kind to distinguish himself from others. If it wasn't for the forum game numbers, he'd likely be just like any other handy-dandy forumer. Evie has also shown himself to be a little bit toxic at times in response to other people, which does dock a few points for me. I think Evie definitely has the potential to improve himself both as a forumer and as an overall personality, which is why he's not directly in the F category. I'll be putting S2E Forum in the S category. I've always had respect for S2E Forum. Very funny dude. I've probably laughed out loud at more of his posts in response than any others on the list. S2E Forum has always shown true dedication to the forums and has a deep love and understanding for them. His history threads have always ranked among my favorites on the forums due to their amount of time, detail, and research put into each one. Despite them not getting a lot of responses and views, he kept going with them, making 11 very detailed threads about the history of different sections and time periods related to Hypixel. I do hope he gets more followers in the future. He's only at about 250 at the time of me recording this. I'll be putting Joshua in the A category. I may have a bit of a bias for Joshua since I've met him in real life now on 2 different occasions, but I think a lot of people can agree with me when I say that he's earned what he has on the forums. While he may not always have the detail like S2E form, nor the iconic status like Knight, he does have the ultimate sense of fun. You're never in a bad mood when you see a post of his. He's always able to make your day no matter what, and I think that's a pretty special talent within itself. I will be putting Ali MCC into the S category. Ali MCC holds a giant advantage over everyone else on this list, and that's experience. Ali has been here perhaps longer than any of the formers on this list. Being a moderator for many years, Ali has unique stories and experiences that no one else on the forums would be able to tell. While these sort of stories are more so focused on Ali's YouTube channel, she brings that same energy to the forums. Always detailed, kind, and even willing to fight back a little bit against certain people on the forums. More people should be like Ali on the forums. We need more Alis. And last but not least, I'll be putting Fluffy into the C category. I won't go into too much detail about Fluffy, as literally everything I said about Lopin can be said for Fluffy as well. Detailed, has a personality, but often lets his toxicness get in the way too much. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me rank these formers on the tier list. Like I said at the beginning, I'm already fully aware that several people may not agree with me on the listing and why I put them there, but that's what makes these tier lists interesting to begin with. Anyways, I'll catch you all next time. Peace, guys.